Hey guys, Kitti Minx here. I know I just vlogged yesterday, but dang it, I want to do it again. Partially because I feel bad, because I told people on my main channel, my public channel, that while I was taking a break, I was still gonna vlog occasionally, and of course, most of my subs aren't seeing very many of my vlogs unless they happen to follow my social media, or they're on my Patreon, of which there's only 40 on my Patreon. So hopefully the rest of them are somewhere on my social media. Oh dear. Speaking of social media, I did hear back from Facebook. They officially deleted my page, and they gave me a kind of vague reason why. It wasn't anything I specifically did wrong. It was a matter of, for some reason, all of a sudden, over the past month, they were getting complaints from people that my content was inappropriate. And apparently if Facebook gets a certain number of complaints about a page, especially a page, I guess, with under a certain number of followers or whatever, then they just say screw it, unlist it, review it again, and then ultimately, if there's enough complaints, they just delete it. So they deleted it because people complained. Even though I had that page up since 2016, like early 2016, and no one really had a problem with it. Now all of a sudden it's early 2018 and suddenly a bunch of people have a problem with it. Gee, I wonder who might have a problem with it. Could it be trolls? Could it be some salty creators? Could it be some salty fellow sex workers who are jealous that I'm getting attention for things other than being a sex worker? I don't know. And at this point, I don't care to know. It's in the past. I would like to think other creators are better than that, and other sex workers are better than that and above that, but I don't know. I've heard worse. People doing worse to each other, and normally I'm not one to, paint things as, oh, they did this to me because they're jealous, but the signs all kind of point to that. It's either someone was jealous or it somehow got in front of the eyes of some group of the too politically correct people who don't understand whatever, and they all complained. I have no idea, and I don't really care anymore. But it does mean, so I can have a Facebook presence, I'm going to have to make a new page, and that's going to be a thing, because now I had about over 2,000 people following that page, even though for a long time, for like most of the time I had the page only like 100 people, and all of a sudden, boom, 2,000. So I'm going to do that all over again too. Joy. Anyway, today's Wednesday. I had some content I put out today. What I'm trying to do is, as I upload content, I like to keep some of it, especially if I upload more than one a day, I like to keep at least one or two uploads exclusive for a day for my patrons to see first, and then the following day I'll post them to the rest of my social media. And of course, when I get my regular YouTube back, subscribers and people with notifications from my YouTube, they'll see it right away too. But this is more so for the really casual people who just watch as I post to my blog and post to social media. Y'all are going to be the last to see stuff. And even still, I'm going to obviously have my Patreon exclusives, such as the lewd videos and the not safe for work videos every week. Those are going to be Patreon exclusive. And the artwork posts a few times a month, that's Patreon exclusive. And of course the weekly live streams, which I have moved the days around. Now lewd / not safe for work content that's Patreon exclusive is put up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm going to be streaming on Friday nights. Probably it's going to be pretty consistent. I'm probably going to start streaming around 10 p.m. my time, which is Central Standard U.S. time. So that would be 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're in California, it'd be around 8 p.m. If you're in New York, it'd be around 11 p.m. And if you're me, then it's around 10 p.m. So that's about the time I'll be starting my stream, which are now going to be probably most of the time on Fridays. That way people who have weekends off can stay up late and enjoy most, if not all, of the stream. I noticed that was kind of a problem with Thursdays, is that a lot of people had to log off early and couldn't enjoy it all. And then the people overseas, because of the time zone difference, they couldn't really catch it because of the day of the week it was. But Fridays, they have a better chance of catching it. And I want to try to keep it as fair to all of my fans as possible while still being amenable to my schedule. Because as I said on my Patreon, with my schedule, I want to keep my weekends free for me. I do pre-schedule the art posts when those go up. Those will go up on the weekends. And I might blog a bit on the weekends. But other than that, yep, I keep my weekends free to do other things, to see family, see friends, yada yada. Speaking of friends, probably once in a while, because I have moved my stream night to Friday night, you'll probably see a friend or two pop in on a stream once in a while if you are on my Patreon and you pledge at least $5 a month. You might see a friend here and there. And that's because sometimes on Fridays I invite friends over and I'd be a complete and total asshole. I'd be like, hey, can you go hang in another room for like 4 hours while I stream my bullshit? No, man. No, so what probably happens is I have a friend over, they'd hang out for the BSing part and the Q&A part. And then when I start doing the improv role-playing, then they'll be like, hey, can you go hang out with some headphones in the corner for a bit? Listen to music or whatever on your phone while I do this, because admittedly I have no problems doing this online. I have no problems doing this kind of roleplay stuff one-on-one with somebody, but for some reason when I'm like doing this like on a stream and then I have an audience, also an in-person audience for doing ASMR roleplaying, I'm kind of like stage frighty. It's hard to explain. So I'd be like, okay, now I'm getting to this part and I need you to leave. I just wanted to be for the internet people. Because, you know, people are behind a screen. They're not directly in front of me. I can pretend that I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, stage fright can be pretty weird. So, that's what's up with that. So, let's see. Today's Wednesday. That makes tomorrow Thursday. That means there will be an exclusive patron-only lewd piece. Because, as I've said, again, on my Patreon, that I'm not going to start uploading exclusive not safe for work stuff until after April 1st, because Patreon does their billing process the beginning of every month, and I'm not going to start uploading basically X-rated ASMRs until I'm actually paid for it, because so far I've been giving away a lot of stuff pretty much for free, and I hope people appreciate that, because I could have just set up a Patreon and put nothing on it until after April, but I haven't been. I've been cool. Because I think everybody else will be cool, and their payments will go through, and I'll get paid for my work, and they'll start seeing what their money's being paid for in April and for the following months. Forever how long people are fans of mine, forever how long people will pledge to me, that is how long I will go the extra miles to do the extra work, make the extra stuff, and work with Anna to get more artwork and more cool stuff out there. And speaking of Anna, we've been talking about making merchandise, so I want to pass that off to you. What do you think? I did put it up on Patreon that if you spend at least $75 a month, you do get merchandise, which is true. I do have designs for stickers, hats, and shirts. But Anna and I were also talking things like posters, possibly blankets, and body pillows. Yes, we're talking body pillows, you know, like the kind you get at conventions with anime characters on them and stuff. Yeah, we're talking about designing some of those, and I was talking maybe adding, and plushies too, designing plushies, and adding some personal touches like hypoallergenic scent. So if you get a body pillow of, say, Takara or Sasha, it would kind of smell a bit like what their perfume might smell like, so you could really feel like they're there with you, which some people might think is creepy, but I personally think would be very comforting for the people who are fans of those characters and really like and relate to those characters and would want them to be with them in person. So it's things like that. Let me know what you think, if you think that's a good idea, and if so, if I set up a store and sold products, if you would buy any, as well as those of you on my Patreon, would you up your pledge amount if you knew every month you would get some kind of exclusive piece of merchandise? Definitely let me know. And now I'm going to talk about something I was going to hold off on until I got my main YouTube back, because I wanted to make this a whole separate vlog, but things are pretty bad and I need to get it out of my system. For those of you who don't read my regular blog and don't know much about me, I have bipolar disorder, and it's basically high highs, low lows. It more so affects energy and stamina than really mood, though of course mood swings are a part of it, but it's not quite like how the media portrays it. I think the closest media portrayal accurately of bipolar is on the Showtime series in the US called Shameless, and how they show it in the characters of Monica and Ian, especially because they show it that it manifests differently in both those characters. Both those characters handle and react to having it differently, and that is very accurate and very true for the disease. So I have that, and the beginning of the month I was put on some new medication, and once it kicked into my system and I started getting used to it, it's been working really well. I found myself a lot more eager to create. I found myself more creative than I've ever been, which is evidenced by all of the role plays and stuff I've been making, but also for the first time in a long time I've been inspired to draw again, and not just draw, but draw from my imagination, because I could still always draw if like a person was sitting in front of me and I had a piece of paper and a pencil, but I had a harder time taking something from my imagination and putting that to paper. So I feel like I can start doing that again. And I pulled out my drawing tablet, my Wacom, for the first time pretty much since I got this new one a couple years ago to draw with, and I use it on my new laptop, which is a very nice new laptop. I like it. And I did a little sketch doodle, which in my standards looks terrible, but everyone tells me it's not that bad, but to me it's terrible. But it is the first thing I've drawn digitally since 2010. So for having not drawn in Photoshop, for having not drawn digitally with a tablet really since 2010, I'm going to say that, yeah, I agree, it's not that bad. I have used a tablet, a drawing tablet at Wacom since 2010, but I've only used it for my photography work, for like editing photos and such like that, and graphic design, not actually drawing with. But anyway, so I'm on this new medicine, and it's been helping, but so far it's had some side effects that aren't that great. Like, I'm pretty much drowsy most of the day, I'm not out of it, but I'm tired. And at night, like, usually I'm a night owl. Usually I can stay up super late, all night even. I can stay up for days in a row. Even if I take, like, a sleeping medicine, I can stay up forever. Lately it hits, like, 6, 7 p.m., and I am just totally ready for bed. Like, I don't know where anyone else gets their energy from. I am ready to go to sleep. And then I do go to sleep. I usually crash by, like, 10 p.m., and then I'm awake by 4 in the morning, and I can't go back to sleep. So usually what happens now is I wake up that early, and I'll record some of my role plays and do a little bit of editing. I might roll over and try to take a nap and then wake back up, and if the kiddo's not awake yet, do some more editing, maybe do some pre-uploading, stuff like that. But mostly I do my editing and uploading when the kiddo's awake and I'm watching them. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, but that's not healthy. Like, getting, like, at most 6 hours of sleep at night is not healthy. Passing out as early as I have been is not that healthy. And then getting up and not being really able to go back to sleep for a while still feeling tired isn't healthy. And so I need to hopefully it's just a matter of my body getting used to this medicine, because I have heard it could take a couple of months, plural, for the body to fully get used to it and adjust, and hopefully my body will regulate itself and I'll sleep normally again and be awake normally again. But the other side effect, and it's pretty bad, is it's affected my appetite. It's made me pretty much not hungry most of the day. And when I do eat, I have to eat like small meals and small bites, or else my stomach immediately hurts. Like I start feeling nauseous, or it starts feeling like there's like knives in my stomach, there's knives in my gut, and it's just miserable. I could be eating my favorite thing in the world that I've always eaten and never gave me any problems, and I can barely eat it because it hurts too much to eat. And as such, because I haven't been hungry and eating has been painful and a miserable experience for the past few weeks, especially, I've been losing a lot of weight. I'm gonna say at the beginning of this month, I was probably, I'd say, between 110 and 115 pounds, probably about that. When I got on the scale this morning, I was just under 108 pounds. And me being 5 feet 8 inches tall, that puts me at a BMI of about 16. A normal healthy BMI for someone my age and my height is somewhere a little over 18. So I am underweight. And according to a doctor, I do need to gain at least, I should gain, I think he said like 10 pounds, 10 to 12 pounds. But he said he'd be happy if I just gained at least 5 right now. Just take it slow and get the weight back, because if I don't, and if I continue not being able to eat, then my muscles are going to get damaged, my organs are going to get damaged. Even though I am supplementing with a bunch of vitamins and protein liquids and smoothies, whatever I can get down and get in me, I know that's not enough. And I'd exercise more, and I used to love exercise. I used to love doing yoga. I used to love doing Pilates. I used to love doing like martial arts and swimming and walking my dog and jogging and everything. But now doing all that, because my body is so weak, it hurts. Like, I used to love dancing, really love dancing, and now I can barely do it without running out of breath or feeling pain. And that's because my body is just so weak, because it's so hungry, and I can't bring myself to eat because of the side effects of my medicine, on top of a bunch of stress I'm going through. So those things together are not a happy combination, but I don't want to go off these meds, because these meds have truly helped me. They've helped me more than any other medication I've ever been on in the past, I'm going to say the past 5 years. Like, aside from the tiredness and the not being hungry, not being able to eat, I feel great. Like, mentally, I feel fantastic. I feel happy at times. And I feel not depressed, but actual sadness at appropriate times. Like when Taffy died, I actually cried. I actually felt real sadness. I didn't think I would, because I'm so used to my depressive state where I don't cry and can't show emotion, that I just deal with it. But no, I actually cried. I expressed an emotion, and I hadn't done that in a long time. And now I can react normally to things that are happy and react normally to things that are sad. And I can go out with friends and have a good time. Even if we do nothing, I can have a good time with them and enjoy their company and not feel too awkward or too anxious or anything. And just enjoy myself. And that's something I haven't been able to do in a very, very long time. I know it doesn't seem that way when I go to work at the Mustang. People there seem to think I have a ton of energy and I'm happy and bouncy all the time, but I kind of keep it on reserve until when I'm there most of the time, because when I come home, I'm pretty burnt out after peopling for 2 to 3 weeks straight. I'm kind of peopled out, and I need to be a recluse. But now that I'm starting to feel better, I feel like I can maintain this this happiness level and this ability to emote and everything. So then I can keep doing that and I can take it with me to work, which will make me a much more effective worker too. It just really sucks that I love food and I love energy and I'm tired and I'm not hungry. And at the same time, before, I loved sleep, but had a hard time sleeping and hardly ever got any. But I was able to eat. So, I don't know what's going on. And I'm not even sleeping too much. I'm sleeping just enough to where I'm rested enough to wake up, but not sleeping enough to the point where I'm rested enough or I have enough energy for the whole day. That's the problem there. So I'm curious as to why that's a thing and why that's a thing that's bothering me. And as well as this whole not being hungry thing and food hurting thing, because I have talked to people about some workarounds and we're going to try it because I don't want to add any more medication to it to try to fix it. I take enough meds as it is for things. I don't add any more. I'm going to try a different route. A route that is legal in some states in the U.S. but not in others. So, shush. But at this point, after talking, everyone has said that it is worth a shot. I might actually need it. It might actually help. And if it does help, that'd be amazing. Because like I said, I do need to gain weight. It's for the betterment of my health and my sanity that I gain some weight, even if it's just 5 pounds. Going from 108 to, 109, 110, to like 112, 113 would be amazing. Even that's still not the most optimal weight for me, but that's better than where I am now. So that would be great. So yeah, that's a bit about where I am right now. I'm tired. Medicine's making me not hungry and also making me tired. But I'm super pumped to keep making content. And I'm super excited for Friday because I'm going to be making a miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir themed ASMR roleplay piece to celebrate the Netflix release of the 2nd season. And of course, Friday is also stream day. And I'm looking forward to that as well. So yeah, if you watch Miraculous Ladybug, you have Netflix, season 2 comes out on Friday. I'm excited. I'm super duper excited. And I'm gonna make a roleplay for it. So anyway, that's what's been going on. I hope you all have had a good day and a good first half of the week. Happy hump day to you, and I'll see you tomorrow with some more content. And I'll see you all who are on my Patreon on Friday with a nice fun live stream. It was nice getting this out of my system, and I hope you guys are understanding and can at least be supportive while I'm going through this. And I want to say thank you everyone for being so cool and so supportive, especially my patrons and everyone else. Y'all are amazing, and you know I love you. Have a wonderful whatever time it is that it is for you. Just make it wonderful and stay awesome. Love you. Bye bye.